Hey everyone, Dr. Zoda here. We help busy doctors achieve financial freedom by starting online courses. Now, a lot of you have been asking me to show you guys examples of online courses just so you have a better idea of the finished product of what essentially you will be creating. And in this video, I will show you one of the successful online courses that I've seen in this niche. Make sure you stick until the very end because I'll be sharing with you our 4-step system to help busy doctors achieve financial freedom by setting their expertise online so that they can help more people on their own terms. So the way I like to think about online courses is that when I would see a lot of people, they would think that online courses, they're the next biggest trend, but this is more than just a trend. This is an entire revolution in terms of the way we consume media and the way we consume education. So back in the day, you guys remember Blockbuster? Well, we've all heard what the naysayers have said, right? There's no way that people would watch things online. It's a scam. It's not safe. I would much rather drive to the store and rent out a DVD set from Blockbuster. Surely there's something different about choosing your own movie in the myriad of in the storefront, right? Nobody would ever want to watch something online. Nobody would want to buy something online. It's not safe. And yet, as we've seen, Netflix has completely taken the market by storm. And the numbers don't lie. In 2010, Blockbuster has filed for bankruptcy. And if you go on their website, it's completely dead. Meanwhile, instead of doing the same thing over and over again, instead of being stuck by traditional ways of thinking, by a traditional business model that no longer works, Netflix was open-minded enough to go online. And by digitizing their service, Netflix has just been growing faster and faster and faster with fewer employees, with less overhead and less complexity, and higher profit margins. Just in 2016, it's already reached $8 billion. And now in 2021, it's even higher than that, much higher than that, right? And we also see this in the retail industry as well. So we've all heard what the naysayers have said. There's no possible way that people would put their credit card online. It has to be a scam. It has to not be safe, right? Surely there's something different about driving to Walmart and going to the store, to the physical store, and actually have a feel for the products, right? Nobody would possibly buy something online. It's a scam. It's not safe. And yet Amazon swooped in. The numbers don't lie. Instead of doing the same thing over and over again, instead of following the traditional path, Amazon swooped in and went online. By digitizing their service, Amazon has just been growing faster and faster and making Jeff Bezos now the richest man in the world. With fewer employees, with less overhead, with less complexity, and higher, fatter, thicker profit margins. Look, guys, it's time to face reality. It's time to wake up because the numbers and statistics don't lie. We can pretend that this does not exist and we can continue to live in denial. Or we can accept this opportunity for a lifetime and position ourselves in this digital economy. This isn't just some fad because this is something that we've seen happen before in other industries. And as Mark Twain says, history might not repeat itself, but it rhymes. If I learned one thing from medical school, it's this. There's a pattern behind everything, and this couldn't be more obvious. The writing is on the wall. Behind every symptom, there is always a pattern, and if we can identify this pattern, instead of waiting for things to get worse, we can anticipate what will happen next and take action. And while others see business as a game of risk, as a gamble, we see clear cause and effect. And while others rely their business on luck and chance, we see science. Because in medicine, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Only losers react, winners anticipate, and the best time to take action isn't when things go wrong, because by then it's just too late. The best time to take action is before things go wrong, to be proactive and to be preventative. The best time to take action is now. Look, we all went into medical school because we want to help people without sacrificing our time, without sacrificing our health, without sacrificing our family. In the hospital, in order to help 10 people, we might have to work 10 hours. If you want to help more people, you're just going to have to work longer hours. There's no way around it, right? You just have to keep spinning that wheel, keep trading your time for patient outcomes. But on the internet, you simply need to package your expertise once in the form of an online course, digitize your expertise, and have that same packet of information replicate the same results without you even being there. And now we can do so on a global scale and reach a global audience. More and more people are in their homes, on their computers, anywhere with an internet connection, and consuming content to better themselves, to learn more about every single facet of life, whether it's fitness, health, nutrition, sleep, right? Our medical expertise is highly valuable in the digital economy. And doctors are starting to realize there is an urgent need to transition online, which separates us into two groups. Those who take action on this opportunity of a lifetime will position themselves to thrive in the digital world. Meanwhile, those who are blind will get left behind and meet their eventual extinction. And there's plenty of examples of success stories. So we have doctors helping doctors launch their own careers. Online MedEd has the mission to change how medical education is approached, how medical schools deliver it, and how students learn from it, right? So their entire mission comes down to wanting you to spend time using what you've already learned to practice actual medicine. It's less theory and more practice by making things easier, faster, and more reliable. So if we look at their website, you can see it's extremely comprehensive. It covers basic science, clinical, case X, internship as well, right? So that's what the course actually looks like. And their courses cover basic science, clinical, residency, as well as faculty, right? So obviously this didn't start off as comprehensive as what we're seeing right now, right? This all started small. This all started with 1 or 2 lessons, sometimes even teaching for free, and this grew to become what is now a multi-million industry. But let's look at another example. So we have doctors helping students, right? Sketchy Micro is a business that is teaching medical students how to unlock the power of visual learning by mastering complex concepts through fun and informative sketches that enhance visual memory. Right? So what they essentially do is that they use these unique creative sketches in order to make visualization, especially when it comes to microbiology, learning all those staphylococcus and streptococcus, right? They use these visual images in order to help medical students memorize all those pathogens in a faster and more effective way. Because at the end of the day, some of us are just visual learners and we tend to associate things based on the image in our head, right? So that's basically their entire premise. And they do this with other stuff as well. So microbiology, pharmacology, pathology, biochemistry, and so on and so forth. And once again, this course didn't just happen overnight. It started off small. In fact, it started off with a YouTube video, just one YouTube video, and it grew over the course of the next 5 years into what is now a multi-million business. So we have doctors helping doctors, we have doctors helping students, but we also have doctors helping pre-meds. So 6Med is a UK-based company helping pre-meds with medical school admissions, right? So they cover the UCAT, the BMAT, and as well as interviews, right? So it's pretty self-explanatory. But we've also had doctors helping patients. So Diet Doctor is a business that helps patients start a low-carb ketogenic diet. So if you look at their website, once again, it all started off as an online course. But eventually, it started growing into different meal plans, recipes, and so on and so forth, right? It all started off small, but now this guy has hired multiple people to help with these low-carb diets. And look, it's super comprehensive. And this is an example of a cheaper course. And the students can simply log in. They log in, register for a free trial, and they can start watching these videos at their own pace, kind of like watching Netflix. Except this is a lot more educational, they get a lot more value from it, and because of that, they are willing to pay a lot of money, $500, $1,000, $2,000. And that's the same thing that we help our clients do. And this all has led to the rise of the digital doctor. By building an online course, we can make infinite copies of our own expertise without having to trade our time, without having to put in any extra work. All we have to do is just build this thing once, and it replicates itself, and it works for us an infinite amount of times once we put it online. Instead of sacrificing our time for money, we are now leveraging our clinical expertise and the power of the internet so we can help more people and make a meaningful impact on the world. And people are starting to wake up. The market is hungry for our specialized knowledge and starving for our expertise. As doctors, this puts us in a privileged position to help more people and build a life of freedom and abundance. Now, I'll show you a more practical example and get down into the trenches to show you exactly what this might look like for you. So here we have an example from one of our doctors, and she teaches a course on public speaking, right? So finally, you get to get paid to speak with her course name. And this course helps other students understand the business of professional public speaking, especially in the medical field, so you can finally get paid for the expertise that you deliver. Earning substantial income from the stage is actually easier than you think, right? That's her essential slogan. And so this is pretty self-explanatory. So her course helps doctors move up the academic ladder, earn additional income, and so on and so forth, right? So let's see what happens if we click enroll now. Well, in that case, we get taken to a checkout page, right, where we simply fill out our details, our email, our first name, last name, and our credit card information. And once we purchase our course, then we get access to the online course, right? And we can simply watch it like it's Netflix. So some of you might ask, who would actually buy this course? Like, why is there actually a market demand? Well, of course there's a market demand. Otherwise, nobody would create a course like this. Just in America, there's at least 300 million people surfing the webs online, right? There's at least 300 million people surfing the webs online. And that's just America. That's not even accounting everyone in developing countries. The internet has expanded our global reach so that anyone from anywhere at any time can reach anyone from across the country. You can be sitting at your home in your pajamas, in your scrubs, creating this type of content and reaching people that you would have never been able to in a brick and mortar store, that you would have never been able to by renting out a lecture hall and delivering your talk right there. So of course, there's a giant market out there starving for our expertise and willing to pay in order to learn from someone in like your position. It's all about how you package your expertise for the online world. And that's something we actually cover in our 4-step program. But enough about that, and we can talk more about that later on. Let me show you what's actually inside the course once we purchase. So once we purchase the course, I'm showing you inside my own content portal, right? So once we purchase the online course, then we can simply access it in the webpage. Your students can simply log in, they input their own username and password, and because they purchased your course already, they can simply click view program. And then they can simply watch through the content at their own pace, just like it's Netflix, right? So they get a little intro video, you can create an orientation section, right? And then you can go through the course at your own pace, right? And another great thing that a lot of instructors can add into their course is resources. So worksheets, a little bit of homework, some useful links that can help your student. So in my own course, I realized that a lot of the clients that I work with, they actually start off without an idea, right? And so the first thing that happens when you join our program is that we help you get crystal clear on who you want to serve and how you can best package the expertise that you already have in the online world. And we go through a series of worksheets asking intelligent questions in order to get crystal clear on your niche and the client that you want to serve and how you can distinguish yourself from the competition out there online. We also show you step-by-step how to map out your online course and how to outline your online course. And the great thing about this is that everything is automated. So you don't even have to be there when your students buy your program, they go through the course content, they do the homework, they go over your worksheets. You don't even have to be there. You could be at work, you could be sleeping, you could be Christmas, it could be Thanksgiving. You are still making money. And so here's just one of our worksheets, right? And they can access it anytime they want. Now, another great feature that a lot of these online courses have is an online classroom. So as you can see, we have a vibrant community of digital doctors, right? These are people that have joined our community, they paid the price, and then they get extra support within the community of other students helping each other, asking great questions, and sharing resources. And a great section in the community is sharing our wins, right? So we have Liz, she just got her first student, and she's selling her course at $750. And we have Jackson, he's just hit 10 grand in one single day. And we have Stanley, he's hit 50 grand in a single month, right? This Stanley's a medical student and he's in the community as well. And so a lot of these online courses have this sense of community, this sense of it's almost like a classroom environment where everyone is free to ask their own questions, share their successes, help each other out. And this really makes your online course a living and breathing community of its own, right? It starts to become alive. So one of the questions that I get asked a lot is how much do you actually have to do in order to get your course launched? Like how much work is involved? And that's a great question. In our 4-step system, we actually give you all the infrastructure, all the tech, everything is already built out for you. And all you have to do is just sit down, fill in the blanks with your own expertise, and we've done 95% of the heavy lifting for you. So there you go. You know exactly top to bottom what an example of a successful online course actually looks like. From the homepage to the checkout page to the classroom to the content portal to the lessons and to the worksheets. But do you know how to set up all of this by yourself? Well, I want to invite you to our free new training where you can see over my shoulder the 4-step system that we use to help busy doctors hit 6-figure months by starting wildly profitable online courses so that they can help more people with the expertise that they already have. This training is not for doctors looking for a get-rich-quick scheme or to take advantage of other people. This training is not for doctors that are stuck in traditional ways of education and employment, and they have a lot of limiting beliefs holding them back from experiencing the financial freedom that they deserve. Instead, this training is for doctors that are serious about securing their financial future, that see the power of the internet so that they can help more people without sacrificing their time, health, or relationships so that they can spend time doing the things that they love. Click the button down below to join this free training, and I'll see you right there.